We've seen war. We don't want war. But if you want war with the United States of America, there's one thing I can promise you, so help me God. Someone else will raise your sons and daughters.
Kiss my ass.
They're criminals.
It is a hole. You ever been there?
He says what everyone else is thinking.
I'm dedicated to it. I can't be stopped.
About you. But it seems I'm so good at improvising, adapting, and overcome that even in my worst moments, and there have been a few, you got me okay? You zeroing in on got my camera here? Welcome to the Ted Nugent Spirit Campfire. My God, this campfire is like dangerously spirit today. It's only Thursday, November 7th. I'm recording this because I can't get on the weekends, but it's like an all-American, working hard, playing hard, real America voice spirit campfire. Thanks for joining me. And I've always been high on freedom. I've always pursued and succeeded, becoming completely inebriated on life, liberty, and the pursuit of Gonzo happiness. But today, on November 7th, 2024, I'm feeling mighty good. I don't even have to improvise, adapt, and overcome. And it ain't over, Rover. So bend over and let Teddy take over. This is a celebration time for real America. Can you join in with the old guitar boy, the Detroit Muscle Barbecue Daddy from Detroit, Michigan? Good morning, America. In the words of the great Ronald Reagan, this is morning in America. Thank you, everybody. Got this beautiful guitar. I've been playing like animal breeding hootenanny music all day. I'm intoxicated on life, liberty, and the pursuit of meaningful, well-supported happiness. We have a real president now. We have a we the people working hard, playing hard, unprecedented, sacrificing commander-in-chief. That's right, he's sacrificed. With this current administration and so many congressional, military, deep state, industrial complex, scam mafia dogs, Barack. Boy, that was appropriate. That was great timing for the proper syllable representing the spirit of my dialogue. Actually, this is a monologue. But there is a great meaning to celebrate, and it really is because of you people. We know why we won, because we just couldn't take the tsunami of evil and toxicity and treasonous oath violating. That's right. The Democrat Party are the masters of violating their constitutional oath. You know, I don't want to hate. I hate rapists. Well, hate's counterproductive. No, I think hating someone invading your home will help you neutralize the assault by hating evil and loving good. I love good so much that I'm drunk on good love. But the reason I'm drunk on good love is because I fight like a flame-throwing A-10 warthog mother grizzly bear. Actually, I'm a daddy grizzly bear. Not really, because the daddy grizzly bear eats the cubs, so I'm not that. But anyhow, in the spirit of protectionism, I'm a father and a husband and a neighbor, a band leader, a hunting guide, a venison provider, and a middle finger warrior, like those of you, no matter what your political stripes may be. We finally said, good God, there is, I could frame it in a question by going, is there an honest bone in the Democrat Party? I won't frame it as a question. It is an irrefutable declaration just awash with evidence to support that there is not an honest bone in the Democrat Party. Now, I know some of you Democrats finally voted for a real commander-in-chief that does not violate his constitutional oath, and that as the Democrats accused Trump of using the Department of Justice against his enemies, it was the Democrats who were using the Department of Justice against. They weren't really their enemies. They were just spotlight cockroaches. That's what Donald Trump is. Well, there's no deep state. Come on, it's the U.S. government. They're trustworthy. Is there anything less trustworthy than the U.S. government as we sit here today? Even though I saw Kamala Harris's concession speech and Joe Biden's recent speech, both of which made sure they distanced themselves from each other, because even the opposing forces in the Democrat Party are toxic to each other because they're competing to be as rotten, criminal, corrupt, and dishonest. And I think it's a photo finish between Kamala Harris and Joe Biden. And I know his demeanor and his tone was rather conciliatory, but that's because somebody wrote it to him. They said, Joe, try to look sincere. Can you please try to look sincere? Can you finish a sentence, Joe? Concentrate, man, concentrate. So they wrote him a speech where no one believes him. Well, don't give up. Well, don't give up what? Orchestrating the invasion of America? Don't give up on that. Don't give up allowing men to beat women in their own sport. Don't give up on that. Don't give up on creating wars all over the world. Well, Donald Trump's a warmonger. He'll start wars. No, there were no wars under Donald Trump. You see what they're doing, the projection of the Democrat Party, whatever nasty accusation they make. Take the guitar player, for example. Those that make all those dishonest, nasty, false allegations against me and accusations against me, the accusers are actually guilty of their claimed accusations in every instance. See, I'm giddy. I'm giddy. Thank you, America. But let me tell you, we have about 4 minutes left in this first segment of the Ted Nugent Real America's Voice Spirit Campfire. Working hard, playing hard families voted for Donald Trump. No race, no color, no creed, no religion, no ethnicity, just good people. Because it covered all the religions, all the colors, all the ethnicities, all the creeds, all the choices of life. Donald Trump created the most expansive, dare I say, inclusive coalition in the history of the world. The history of the world. I increased my crescendo because it's so wonderful, so amazing. But do not misunderstand that you have been watching the old guitar player. Thank you, Real America's Voice. Thank you, John. Thank you, Ryan. Thank you, Tony. Thank you, Shahu. Thank you, Parker. Thank you, Linda Peterson. She's the best. I love Linda. My personal assistant for 108 years. And Doug Banker, my manager for the last, is over 45 years. Is that unbelievable? And my wife, Shemaine, with her Real America's Voice, Faith and Freedom, she has become such an influencer because she's believable. Donald Trump is the president and the commander-in-chief because he's believable. Americans rejected Kamala Harris because she is unbelievable. She is not to be believed. All of her vicious Nazi, Hitler, garbage. The people are garbage that support Donald Trump. They shot themselves in the foot with a howitzer. Thank you, Democrat Party, for shooting yourself in the foot with a howitzer. But as we have 2 minutes left, listen to me closely. You know how I've been raving about Hunter Nation, hunternation.org? You know how I've had Keith Mark, the founder of Hunt the Vote? And I've explained how we found millions of gun owners and licensed hunters that never voted. Remember how I've been talking about this for the last couple of years? Please come to hunternation.org. With the help of people who care and demand truth, logic, and common sense, which is why I have a truth, logic, and common sense celebration on Real American Voice called the Spirit Campfire, because I'm addicted to truth, logic, and common sense. Self-evident truth, apparent logic, and irrefutable common sense that is common and sensible. Hunter Nation, if you just took those licensed hunters that we pushed, we found out who the conservatives were, and we went wild on them. The commercials we ran on different sporting and conservation programs, Keith, Mark, and Dwayne and Tim, brilliant. Don Jr., Don Trump Jr., Don Pay, our entire Hunter Nation team, Mark Geist, Craig Morgan, my buddy Michael Waddell. He's a sporting guy. He's a conservation influencer. We influenced millions of conservatives that have never voted to register and vote. And I give you Morning in America with Uncle Ted on Real America's Voice Spirit Campfire. But our real heavy lifting is yet to come, and we'll get into that in just a minute. Plus, my cooler is awash with sacred venison protein. And Sadie, Coco, and Jackson are completely knocked out because I'm having the hunting season of my life. I love Real America. It's perfect.